That was an interesting game, and that was one game that we as Manchester United fans were happy to watch. And Manchester United against Arsenal, it was a 1-1 draw, and it was a game that we should have won. Most United fans expected that based on how the game went, Arsenal would have beaten us, but because of the way the club has been run over the long period of time for over more than 10 years, it was expected that Man United would have lost that game. But that was an emphatic game to prove that United can still come good again. Let's take a cue from the first half, where it is always about the same thing expected in the first half. And we held ourselves and held our own in the low block. And basically, it wasn't what we wanted to do. We wanted to play Arsenal, like match them man to man and all of that. But at the end of the day, we came out with a draw. In fact, we had a lot of chances to finish out the game. It's just thanks to the heroics of David Raya. And at the end, I also feel like we never felt threatened by Arsenal, by any, like it was so much of a good game that even when Declan Rice scored, he was literally trying to shush the Old Trafford crowd as if he scored the winner. The commentator also made a mistake by saying, "Oh, Declan Rice scored the winner." Meanwhile, it was just the equalizer, right? Despite the fact that we had our own and we're counter-attacking them for a very long time. I mean, thanks to the 90 minutes off the goal line saved by David Raya, basically 90 plus 3, we would have won the game. We had multiple chances to finish the game. Our strikers were not scoring with Joshua Zex's flick, Alejandro's chance creation, Bruno Fernandes controlled midfield, Casemiro turning up for big games and all of that. And it seemed to be that with big games, Manchester United always turn up. And I said this in one of the match reviews that I did, even with Dr. To's Corner at in on his podcast, and it was basically really, really emphatic, basically to see, and it's good. I mean, basically, this is the first time in a while that we finished with a very high XG, and we seem to be doing well against bigger teams versus smaller teams. Bruno Fernandes' fantastic free kick against the run of play in the first half added time basically was one to show that Bruno really carries this team every time. He really, really carries this team every time, and he always turns up. And he is captain fantastic, basically captain material, right? I mean, Declan Rice had to finish with an inch perfect hit, leaving Man United and Arsenal to share the spoils at 1-1 draw in a 1-1 draw at Old Trafford. Let's not get started talking about how the game went, because the truth is we showed up on the day. I mean, when Arsenal got tired of passing the ball in a horseshoe form over a long period of time, and we were countering them and they were getting tired, we now kind of took control of the game, and it is something that I've loved. I love to see. It's something I love to see, and I'm pretty interested in seeing how we prepare for the game against Real Sociedad. But yeah, it was a wonderful game, head to head. We haven't, and then I saw a stat on Sky Sports. So basically, just talking about the positives. Man United, when winning at halftime, have never lost in 305 games, winning 282 and drawing 23 after scoring at halftime since 1939 or something. It's been crazy, right? Never lost while winning at halftime, right? And this was the first time we're scoring our first half goal in a while, about a couple of games, right? So yeah, it's something that, like, I was particularly happy to see. And Arsenal are 15 points behind Liverpool, so we've scuppered them again, just like last season. 15 points behind Liverpool, who have, and well, they have a game in hand over Liverpool, but they can't catch up. They can't catch it because the next game, and they Arsenal surprisingly in the Premier League, Arsenal haven't won in the last 3 games. They have drawn to the last two and lost the last one. In 5 games, they've drawn two, lost one, and won two. and the next game is against Chelsea, while ours is against Leicester. And in our last three games in the Premier League, we have not lost. And in the last five games, we've lost two, drawn two, and won one. So there is still more to talk. There's still more improvement expected. For stats from the game, we basically finished the game 32% ball possession, which is not good at home, but 32% ball possession uh, as to Arsenal 68%, and then we had 10 shots, six on target. That's 60%, while Arsenal had 17 shots, six on target, and that's pretty much around 30% or 20%. Right? Big chances, two each. Big chances missed, two each. They had more passes, 89% accuracy. We had 76. They had nine corners and they scored from none of them. Nine whole corners and they scored from none. Right. So then when it comes to XG, I think we finished the game with an XG of 1.52. So we had more chances to score. They finished with 1.62. They created chances as well. They had multiple chances, but due to their 17 shots, basically, while we had 10 shots and we had chances to score. We had even more gilted chances than Arsenal ever had in the entire game. So I'm pretty impressed by this game, pretty impressed by how we turned up against Arsenal, how we showed them, proved our mettle and all of that. And even for a debut, I'm pretty impressed also for a debut for Aiden Heaven, who also came up with the goods and showed his ability that he's a good defender. And I'm pretty sure that Ruben Amorim is going to play him against Real Sociedad if Maguire is not back. So yeah, pretty impressed and happy that Man United turned up in this game, and all of that. Some fans might not like it. They might not like the fact that we are struggling and then we can't win against smaller teams, but we can show fight against Arsenal. But I think this team is still cooking. There's a whole lot that we still need to build with the team. There's a whole lot that we still need to get together before we can actually arrive at where we expect to arrive as a team. So yeah. So let me know your thoughts and feelings. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It's a game to love. It's a game to, be positive about. And it's a game to want to remember based on the fact that, yeah, quite right, Arsenal took 4 points from Manchester United, but Arsenal as well cannot boast of attempting to win this game. So I'm pretty impressed by the squad and how they turned up. I'm pretty impressed by even the debut for Aiden Heaven. Also, some players didn't show up today. I mean, they had the opportunity to, they wanted to, but they couldn't. And that one of them is Christian Eriksen. Played okay in the first half, but was largely missing for the most part of the game. But was subbed off. And I think also, I know Topicolia is still trying to come back into the fold. He just came back from injury, so they're trying to kind of bed him in slowly. Very soon, Tobicolia will find his way into starting lineup. And Manuel Ugarte, I'm guessing, was rested for this game or was still out with a knock. So I can imagine that we will have Tobicolia, Manuel Ugarte, and Bruno Fernandes in one game, and we will also try to control games because Ruben Amorim talked about this at the end of his press conference when he said something. I mean, towards the end of the post match press conference rather, where he said something about this is not how we want to play. I know the press were trying to say, oh, the fans are happy that you played this way against Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. It gives us Ten Hag vibes because last season we did the same against Arsenal. So it's like, okay, here's not how I want to play. I don't want to play low block, but I also want to control games. So for me, that is a head coach who knows what he wants and wants to achieve and all of that. Hopefully he gets the chance at the time to do it. But overall, I would say I was pretty impressed with the game. I was pretty impressed with how it turned out, and all of that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell if there's anything I've missed. Next video you're going to be seeing is player ratings for the game. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. Thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye and God bless.